everyone. Welcome to the August edition of RCM Connections. This month, we're joined by Keisha Downes. Keisha?
I am the Vice President of Mid-Revenue Cycle for Beth Israel Lahey Health.
Thank you, Keisha. Okay, let's jump in. Given your educational background and the fact that you are an RN, how does that experience play into your current role?
With Mid-Revenue Cycle, I'm overseeing CDI, HB and PB coding, and also HIM. I, like you said, began my career as a registered nurse, and did not mean to get into revenue cycle. Did not even realize this part of healthcare existed. I was at a crossroads when it came to working as a registered nurse and wasn't sure what my next path would be. So I went to a job fair, and over in the corner was CDI, sitting very quietly. Wasn't sure what it was. I looked at the job description and there were a lot of acronyms like DRG and SOI and things I had never heard of. But they were able to explain what the job entailed, what it kind of like a hidden picture. So I
Mhm.
kind of like a Where's Waldo is right in front of you, and it seemed like a really exciting role that I could combine my clinical experience with this new learning. And that's how I got into CDI. And then from CDI, I just continued to grow within the revenue cycle, better understanding where CDI sits within within the revenue cycle, how we coordinate with the clinical piece, but also the patient accounts piece, the billing piece, and that has just grown my excitement in learning more about it and learning more about the coding piece and the HIM piece, and that's really what has helped accelerate my career to be where I am today.
Okay, so let's talk about building teams. With your educational background, do you build teams differently than your peers?
I feel like I have an understanding of that side. I've worked so closely with clinicians, literally elbow to elbow. So I
Sure.
understand kind of what they experience daily, their challenges daily. So understanding that now there's this whole other piece in the background that is also reaching out to them and asking them for help and needing them to do what they need to do. I think I understand it a little bit differently, so I approach it differently. So opposed to saying I need this because of a coding guideline. It's more so I need you to represent, the work that you're doing, the acuity of our care
Right.
and
Right.
and the acuity of our patients, and this is how we represent it. So I feel like I can approach it a little bit differently because of my personal experience.
So when we talk about experience and technology in revenue cycle, there's so much being created right now. And of course, we all know that AI is the new buzzword. As AI is in our industry and has been for quite some time, I know that you're leaning into technology. How are you incorporated into your current role, and how are you incorporated it into your education?
AI is this buzzword and it can either be very scary or it can be exciting and exhilarating. And I think for me, I wanted to know more about it and understand it. I think especially in this position, I'm in a position where I have to make decisions for my teams on different uh, software and availabilities out there. So I guess to help myself be a more informed consumer, I took a more academic route to better understanding artificial intelligence. So I'm currently working on my doctorate of medical science and healthcare leadership with a concentration in AI. So I'm earning that doctorate through Northeastern University. Go Huskies. Um,
Congratulations.
um,
Congratulations.
Yes, but even with that, it's like, how can I blend this understanding that I'm getting of AI, and it's way above what I thought it would be. I'm not sure what I expected. I didn't
Mhm.
know if it was just going to teach me how to better use Chat GPT or what it was going to do. But it's truly helping me understand how they build AI and the different types of AI and the testing that it goes through. So what I've chose to focus my thesis on is how we can consider AI for proactive denial management in the middle revenue cycle. So I'm really excited to be able to blend both of those passions of mine, denial management within the mid revenue cycle and also artificial intelligence.
Okay, so just a quick follow-up. Have you and your team recently completed any new installs or workflow changes?
Yeah, so I'm newer to Beth Israel Lahey Health, and I've come in, and as soon as I saw there was an appetite for forward thinking and technology and where we can you know put those into our workflows, I ran with it.
Mhm.
So within a few months of starting, I found a pre-bill AI solution that we'll be using for our CDI team, but it's also going to be supporting like our DRG validators on the coding side. So a piece of that is trying to find those gaps. Like, how do we touch 100% of the accounts? You can't touch 100% of the accounts. It's too
Sure.
challenging. And even with the technology that we have in place, it's just really hard. So this AI solution helps scrub those inpatient encounters and find the opportunity. Is it a coding opportunity? Is it a documentation opportunity? And get it to the appropriate team so that they can support that. Also looking into some autonomous coding solutions for fiscal year 26. So, constantly looking at current state when it comes to our workflows and where we can incorporate technology or AI to help support our teams.
Our business partners are developing and creating incredible services and solutions. So, with that being said, let's jump into the next question. Are you seeing an increase in denials?
Yeah, so we are definitely seeing an increase in denials. What we used to get denials for, we're still getting denials for, right? You
Mhm.
still
Sure.
get those, your sepsis and your respiratory failure and those type of things. But I think better understanding where we're sitting, where I'm sitting within the revenue cycle, you see those other type of denials, like medical necessity denials when it comes to coding denials. Are we not getting the diagnosis aligned with what, contractually we stated is medically necessary for that treatment or that the care that was provided. So even with that, you tapping into technology to one, help flag those encounters in
Sure.
real time so that our coders can say, okay, I know that this is what we need to have. Do we have the documentation to support it? Let's get to the clinician so that we can get the documentation that's needed. It also provides support when it comes to coding, not sending those unspecified codes out the door, really making sure that we're getting to the level of specificity that we need. And then also on the back end, making sure that when it does happen, having some type of AI to help support,
Sure.
AI appeal letters, how can we help with the burden of all these denials that are coming in? How do we communicate more effectively and efficiently with the payers? And that's another tool that can be used to support that.
So, to end this conversation, let's talk about your team. I love to end on a positive note, as you know. That's who we are and that's what we do. So, with that being said, in regards to your team, how many direct reports? Let's talk about your hardworking folks and who you have reporting to you.
Yeah, so I came on board and I came in with a lot of ideas, and I
Mhm.
feel like they've been in a lot of change. So I'm really appreciative of the team that I have because they've been resilient. They hear these crazy ideas that I have and they kind of roll with it, which has been awesome. I have about 10 direct reports, and as a whole, maybe about 500 or 600 employees that are ultimately routing up through that mid-revenue cycle. So everyone is doing so great when it comes to, all the shifts and changes that we're having. We're onboarding, we're continuing to grow. So we're
Right.
onboarding new facilities. So bringing those teams on and the current team, helping those new team members understand how we do things and helping support them. Waving another wave of Epic, how we're
Another
getting
wave.
all on the same EMR. So really excited and really proud of all that they're doing, and we're able to show it in the data that we're providing. So super
And
excited.
it's been great meeting you. Thank you so much for doing our interview with me today. Last words, anything you want to leave our readers, our RCM community with, anything that Beth Israel is doing that we should just make sure we mention.
Yeah, I think that we're, trying to stay ahead of the game, being very
Mhm.
forward thinking. And collaboration is so important in that. So, tapping into our vendors, to our internal and external customers is so important. So I would just say, we're going to continue to foster those relationships. And thank you for everyone who has, supported me in my journey so far.
Again, thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.